What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Scary Gamer, and welcome back to a brand new video up on the channel. And today, I'm going to be counting down my picks for the top 15 albums that I really hope get released this year. There are a couple bands on the list that we don't really have any confirmation from. It's just really blind hope, I guess. It's just a fanboy inside of me that's really hoping and praying for something more. Over the last few years, music has been very weird. Either bands have put out okay albums or just blatantly just not put out albums. But as we've seen in 2020, we got a lot of big surprises, bands returning and putting out new music that we never expected. So it's kind of never say never for 2021. And I am so happy to say we have so many bands to go over. I mean, when I made this list before making this video, I missed like 5 bands that I didn't know were working on new music, or just like I completely went over my head. And before I begin this video, I just want to give a quick shout out to Amino, an app you can get on your phone that basically you can just download for free and join a community that you're interested in. I'm mostly in the emo community, yes. I guess you call me emo, but I'm mostly in there to post about music and stuff. So if you guys want to download the app and support them and support me as a content creator, just download Amino. Go ahead and join the emo community. Just search it up, you'll find it, join it, and of course find me under my name, Scary Gamer, which I'll have actually in the comments below, and maybe even a link to the website if you want to download it in the description below. Shout out to them. If this gets the green light, if it goes up on my blog page, shout out to them for really helping me out, grow, and support me over the last few years. So with all of that out of the way, I just want to say I'm not being sponsored by them or anything. I'm just giving them a quick shout out because they're amazing. With all that out of the way, let's count down. Starting number 15. Ghost has been around for many years, and just recently with their last album, Prequel, did they break through that big barrier and become a very big icon for the rock scene. Of course, they also had the song Square Hammer, which was pretty big. Now in 2021, we should be expecting new music by the band, and oh boy, am I for one actually excited for them to release new music, which many of you who are probably watching this probably they expect them to be on the list, because a lot of people have a lot of hatred towards this band for some unknown reason. I think they're very interesting, and I love their art style, basically. I love what they sing about. I love how they dress and look. Sometimes they can be a little weird, but that's alright in the world of rock music. I mean, when we have guys like Slipknot and Limp Bizkit and many other weird bands, it's no surprise that we have a band like Ghost around. But now in 2021, even though they teased new music for the winter of 2020, they must have delayed it. And they have also spoke out on their social media that they are working on new music for 2021. So here's to hoping they keep their promise this time and actually release something new. Hopefully, it'll be a step up from Prequel, but that solid of an album, we'll see. Coming into number 14, even though they seem low on the list, doesn't mean I don't want them to release new music. Keep in mind, I'm basically putting these bands all together on a list. They're not from my most hype to least hype. They're just list of bands that I just randomly put together that I'm excited to see if they release anything in 2021. Rage Against the Machine has been very active recently on their social media. Doesn't mean a new album? Probably not, which is really sad to say. However, new album or not, one can only hope that since System of a Down even came back in 2020 to release new music, and they vanished again, one can only hope that Rage Against the Machine will also come back. It's also a very good time that they would come back since they are a political band. And just recently, did we have the big Capitol incident that happened in Washington, D.C. We had the big election. We have COVID going on. There's lots of stuff in the world that Rage Against the Machine can make music on and just go to town with. Unfortunately, we'll just have to wait and see. Do I think they'll get back together and put out a new album? Probably not. Do I think they'll make at least some new music? We'll just have to wait and see. Coming into our number 13 spot, we have Nothing More, a band that has put out some really good albums, including their self-titled album and Stories to Tell Ourselves. This band has already confirmed they are releasing something in 2021, so here's to hoping they can make something as enjoyable as their self-titled album, which is my favorite album by the band. I just really hope they don't mess this up, because they have put out some bad material in their early stages. But as of right now, they've had a good streak going, so let's keep it going. So here's to hoping they put out something good in 2021. Coming into number 12 on our list, we have Disturbed. Disturbed has already confirmed they are working on a new album that's supposed to be a lot more heavy than the previous two albums, Immortalized and that other one that I just keep forgetting even exists. Disturbed has gone really slow and into the more rock ballads kind of thing, so I'm really excited to see them return to their more new middle kind of style of rock music. And hopefully, since they're saying this is their heaviest album yet, I really, really hope that it stands out as much as albums like The Sickness did, or even Asylum, or Believe. Please, just don't do another rock ballads album. I'm tired of hearing the slow rock music. I want heavy. Hitting into our number 11 spot, we have Breaking Benjamin, a band that's been around for quite a while, and recently last year released their acoustic album that ended up in my top 50 list. However, in 2021, it is time to finally release new music, especially coming off of an album like Ember, an album that I refuse to ever go listen to again. With a bad album leaving them off to what I can only say is like a hiatus, it just makes sense that they just come back. Just come back and release something better. Anything better than whatever Ember was. Or Aurora. Not Aurora, Ember. Coming into our number 10 spot, we have a band that's literally been killing it for years. A band surrounded by horror, movies, books, all of it in their discography. It's just a shame that ever since the release of their big breakthrough album, The Silver Screen, they've been pushing non-stop nothing but merch on us. Which isn't a bad thing, at least they're being smart about it and they're capitalizing off such a big success. However, I think it'd be way smarter if they finally release something. Well, believe it or not, many fans felt the same way I do, and finally we got a response from the band saying that 2021 will see the big return of Ice Nine Kills, one of my favorite metalcore bands of all time, right next to We Came as Romans. I am really excited to see what they push out, and I really hope it's not just another repeat of the Silver Scream. I hope they put out something new and something fresh and interesting. If it is like the Silver Scream, then I won't be as mad or sad about it. I really, really enjoyed the Silver Scream. I'm a big horror movie nerd, so if they do, I'm not going to be too upset, but I'd love to see what they can do like on their own. Like make up their own horror movies and horror scenarios and put in their music, which that would be really, really awesome. Coming into number 9 is a band that I'm really mixed about. You either really enjoy them or you really hate them. It's the pop punk band Weezer. And to be honest, I'm actually kind of interested to see what they put out in 2021. Many Weezer fans know that they've had an album in the works for quite a while, and they had a big tour scheduled with Green Day and some other pop punk band, and that got canceled, and now we're just left wondering, when are they going to release Van Weezer? Van Weezer is the name of the new album that they're putting out. You can even pre-order it, but for some reason, I don't really want to pre-order it because they keep pushing back their date more and more, and it just seems more likely that we may never get it, to be honest. Hopefully I'm really wrong about that and we get it this year, and I'll even review it if we do. However, for right now, we're just kind of stuck wondering what the heck is going on. Coming into our number 8 spot, we have Illenium, a band that I've been waiting for years to release new music, and finally we got a new lineup change announced as well as a new single release. As for the full-length album, they keep saying they're working on something, but they've gone really quiet about it. So hopefully in 2021 we don't end up getting nothing but that one single. Coming into our next spot, we have a band that has been really busy over the last few years, especially with the lead vocalist Hayley Williams actually going off and doing a solo project that personally I wasn't a big fan of. I'm more into like her stuff on Paramore. Paramore isn't the greatest band of all time or anything, but they still make some really good, strong, catchy songs. And even though she's been busy with that, and especially with 2020 with the whole quarantine thing, Hayley has been having some mental issues. I really hope to see the band kind of come back from all of this and just make something really good out of it. I'm not talking about a whole album based on COVID or anything, but just run with all the ideas that are probably going through all the band members' heads. They've already said on a few occasions they are writing songs. They are, the ball's starting to roll a little bit for them. So I really hope that in 2021 we get a little taste of it, and maybe even an album. Next up on the list, we have Stained, a nu metal band formed in the late 90s and kind of went on hiatus after their self-titled album. Ever since then, Stained has kind of gotten back together once or twice to do shows, but in recent years they've been doing it a lot more often, and with 2021 they've been teasing a new project is on the way. Whether that's an EP or a full-length album, we'll have to see. Hopefully it's a full-length album. It's time to come back. I really enjoy Stained. So here's to hoping in 2021 they release something really great. Way better than their self-titled album. Coming into our next spot, we have a band that used to be my number 1 favorite, is now my number 2 favorite. That still doesn't mean they can go about 4 years without releasing anything. We have 3 Days Grace. 3 Days Grace has been very, very quiet ever since the release of their album Outsider, and it's just really good time to come back. I mean, I was a sophomore in high school when this released, and now I'm graduated. 3 Days Grace used to have a very simple way that every 3 years they would release an album with 12 songs on it. It's been almost 4 years. We don't have anything. We don't have a single. We don't have a single thing on what they're working on. This is more of a speculation spot than anything. I don't really have anything to report back to you guys on. They aren't really teasing anything. They're very, very quiet. So hopefully in 2021 we at least get a new single at the end of the year that says we're getting a new album, because that's how 3 Days Grace works. So hopefully, just hopefully, we'll get something this year. If not, 3 Days Grace, come on guys, come on. There's a reason you're number 2 now. Coming in at number 4, we have Avengers Sevenfold. Avengers Sevenfold has really been silent the last few years, and starting to wonder where they're at. Luckily, during 2020, they finally put out a statement saying they didn't feel like releasing their album during the pandemic. So Avengers Sevenfold is a good reason why you should probably stay inside, so we can end this pandemic, so we can finally get this album we've been waiting years for. The last time we had a album by Avengers Sevenfold was back when I was a freshman in high school, and again, I'm graduated. It's been that long. Avengers Sevenfold was one of the first bands I ever got into and really enjoyed, so hearing that they do have something on the way means a lot to me, but the fact that we don't know when, please just release it in 2021 so we can just all enjoy it. Please. It doesn't feel that long ago since we actually had the album 9 by Blink-182. In fact, I don't think it was long at all. I think it was like right before the pandemic hit last year, and I mean, they didn't really tour much with it, which is why I couldn't really find any video to put on here of 9. As for their new album though, they are working on it, and if it's anything like their Quarantine song, it's not going to be very good. So here's to hoping they can make a good album like 9, and not anywhere near as bad as whatever the hell they put out during the pandemic with Quarantine. Please, Blink-182, never again make a song like that again. Coming to the number 2 spot on the list, I'm actually really surprised they actually made the list, because knowing Slipknot, they want to take a few years break, especially after the release of their big album last year, or 2 years ago, whenever it was. The important part is Slipknot has said they are writing and they are doing stuff during the pandemic. So, will we get anything this year? Maybe later on, I'm thinking. Maybe early next year, especially now that Corey Taylor has plenty of free time in his hands, especially with the kind of like weird hiatus thing they're planning with Stone Sour. There's not really much going on with the band members of Slipknot, so it makes a lot of sense that they'd be, of course, working on new music. And they have a lot of potential to be better and do better in the future, especially with a new band member, a mysterious band member, in the group now. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's number 2 on the list, so I really hope that whatever they come out with is as good as their last album, We Are Not Your Kind. Finally, coming into our final spot, we have 21 Pilots. I have amazing respect for these guys since there's only 2 members of the band creating this music, and they are amazingly talented. And now in 2021, a couple years after their big, solid album, Trench, they might be coming back. They've already changed their hitter, they've already teased music, they've already said they're working on music throughout the pandemic. So hopefully in 2021 we get to see a new era and some more great music by these two amazingly talented artists. Here's to a great 2021 and all the music that I really hope we get through this year. And of course, if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment down below what album or albums you guys are looking forward to and your personal opinions. Of course, I wanted to make this list more about rock music than anything. I review pretty much any album or any genre that interests me, that piques my interest. Of course, no way in the world will I be able to review every single thing that comes out through the years, such as 2021 or 2022 or whatever year I'm making videos. I'll never be able to cover every single album and song that releases throughout the years. So I do my best to just pick out stuff that I personally enjoy and personally really want to make content on. So this video is just mainly focused on rock music because, let's be honest, I'm not really that big into pop music, so I don't know who's making what and over in that side of music. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys did, of course, leave a like, comment down below what albums you are looking forward to, subscribe if you're brand new to the channel, hit the bell icon for notifications whenever I make videos, and of course, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.